bringing you guys a new video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys 2 easy ways to avoid wrist injuries, whether you're using the bow staff or any other form of weapon that involves a lot of wrist movement. I'm going to be showing you guys 2 easy ways and actually 2 easy stretches for your wrists that will help you prevent injuries. Before we get into it though, I just wanted to thank you guys really quickly for 700 subscribers. Thank you guys all for your constant support. I really appreciate it. So anyways guys, let's get right into it. So basically, over the entire time that I've been using the bow staff, which is probably in and around 12 or 13 years as of now, I've unfortunately ran into a couple of wrist injuries. Now obviously, especially with the bow staff, like I talked about before, it requires a lot of wrist movement, obviously, because that's one of the main ways you move around the bow, right? If you keep your wrist completely, I guess, static, if that's the right way to call it, you know, there's not a lot of things you can do with the bow, so you have to be able to be loose with your wrists and flexible with them, so you need to be able to move them around a lot. And if you don't really stretch them out, which a lot of people don't because they kind of forget that that's a, I guess, popular joint that moves a lot when you're using a bow staff or, again, other weapons, they tend to not stretch it out, which leads to injuries, which I guess I learned the hard way. I went into a physiotherapist probably 2 or 3 different sets of appointments because I had messed up. I think it was my left wrist first and then my right wrist second, and then I'm pretty sure I messed up one of them again. I'm not sure which one it was, but I had to go to a bunch of physiotherapist appointments to get it fixed up, and through those appointments I learned different ways to, you know, kind of prevent that, and ways that you can stretch out your wrist that will be helpful specifically for what I was doing, which was bow staff, obviously. So let's get right into it. So there's 2 different forms of stretching. The first form of stretching is actually kind of cool to use. It's recommended that you use something with a heavier end on one side. So what I usually use is just this golf club, just this putter that I have. And basically what you want to do is you want to hold it up straight so that the heavy point is at the top. And what you're going to do is just, you know, nice and lightly, you don't want to have it swing down super hard because that can be bad for your joints, but nice and lightly just kind of move it to one side until you feel that stretch, and then switch it over to the other side until you feel the stretch on the other side as well. And that's basically all you would do for that one. Now, a lot of times, obviously, say for example, if I was at the dojo, I wouldn't have a golf club with me to use, so that's what I would just use if I was at home. But if I was at the dojo, what I would usually do is just kind of move my hand down a little bit lower on the bow and have it swing back and forth just so there's that extra weight on there. I'm not sure what the effectiveness is in comparison to, you know, using a golf club or something like that. And again, it doesn't have to be just that. It just needs to be something that has a little bit more weight on the end. Of course, I'm sure you probably don't want to use something super heavy or something, again, super light that won't work. But making sure that you have just a little bit of weight on the end to, you know, help your wrist stretch out that amount is super, super important. So that's basically all it is for the first stretch, just going back and forth, 3 sets of 10, like I said, with each wrist. So the second one is super easy. A lot of you probably already know how to do it, but basically what I would do is 3 sets of 30 seconds with each hand each way. So there's forwards and backwards. So what you're going to want to do is basically just put your one hand in front of the other hand, and all you're doing is really nice and light, again, not trying to, you know, wrench your wrist back or anything like that. You're just pushing your hand backwards until you feel the stretch, and you're going to do that for 30 seconds, and then you'd flip it to the other side so that your palm is facing like inwards, I guess, towards your forearm, and they're going to press down that way again as well. So basically at first we were stretching our side to side with the previous exercise, and then now it's just stretching the upwards and downwards motion of your wrist, so it's kind of just hitting all categories there. But that's literally all you're going to do for that one. So these are both super, super easy to do. You know, I would definitely obviously recommend, you know, look up, learn more about these stretches and, you know, things that'll be best for you if you're trying to avoid wrist injuries. But these are the ones that I use the most, and these are the ones that were literally directed to me and I guess was like homework for when I was rehabilitating my wrists after my injuries. So I just thought I would share this with you guys. Hopefully it helps some of you out. I thought that I wouldn't have to stretch my wrists when I was younger, and obviously, like I said, I learned the hard way, so it's good to get into a habit of, you know, stretching them out early, again, especially if you're doing bow staff. So that's basically it, guys. If you have any questions about this or anything, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.